everybody, and welcome to Newstime Public Radio. Today, we're going to be talking about various forms of grass, maybe moisture, and other topics such as that. I'm joined by Milo and Brooke. Would you guys like to say something really
Hello.
quick?
Hey, how's it going?
That is.
I like eating grass.
Well, now that we're on that,
Have we actually eaten grass? Who has not eaten grass?
I would like to raise my hand here because I am one of the people who has not eaten grass before, and
Really?
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You don't just look at grass and think, man, what a delicious
Well,
snack.
I think when I look at grass, I'm thinking, what kind of grass is that? Is that North American grass? Is that lawn grass? Is that AstroTurf even? Some would say. I've heard that AstroTurf has been making a resurgence in the everyday American's life.
Community?
So, and in the grass eating community as well.
I've heard a lot of people are getting sick from eating AstroTurf because it is plastic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a lot of harmful plastics in AstroTurf, but a lot of the issue is that people don't care about that. You know, they just want some.
They just want a snack. Now, I could probably rank every species of North American wild grass by taste.
God, I tried
I won't do that now because I don't have the time. But
oh God,
let's just say Kentucky bluegrass. You'd be surprised where it falls in the ranking.
Kentucky bluegrass does hit different.
It does, and I think what a lot of
It really hits the edamame of the salt palate.
That's very true.
Yes.
And
Right.
what a lot of people don't understand is that when I leave my lawn for it to grow, they yell at me because they want me to mow it. But the issue is I'm trying to grow it out to be a length where I could survive off it as a meal source. And
Exactly, because if you mow it, the taste changes into
It does.
a more
true.
bitter gasoline taste.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Now, now that we're off the subject of grass, I would like to talk about maybe moisture, because that really contributes to what the grass grows to.
Yes. The dew point today was a lot higher than I am used to it being during the fall. It made my morning walk slightly less enjoyable because there wasn't that nice morning sheen on the ground.
Yes.
In the grass.
And whenever we talk about Sheen, of course, we're meaning Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen.
That sheen you get on glass.
Sheen Estevez from Jimmy Neutron.
Yes, really any of the Sheens. They're very good for grass.
Planet Sheen.
Sheen.
That's the same Sheen.
That is the same Sheen, but it's fine. Any of these Sheens, any of these Sheens are good for grass's health.
Yes. Pew Research is showing that
Dew point.
that every grass, every species of grass, truly needs a healthy sheen. Other than invasive species, which is how you know what to cut out root and stem.
Yes.
So get yourself a healthy sheen with McCormick grass seed.
Well, what a lot of people don't know is that some of the dew, it's very tasty to eat or to drink, especially the dew that's harvested on the slopes of Mount Rushmore. That's where they get Mountain Dew from. That's where the tasty, delicious treat of Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, that's actually found on Mount Fuji. See, these different Mountain Dew flavors, they're found on different mountains.
Code Red comes from volcanoes, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
The lava gives it a nice cherry flavor.
That's very true. A lot of people don't know that lava has a cherry flavoring, and that's just natural. That's a natural flavoring that all lava has.
A lot of people don't know that there are 1,200 species of grass. So There are 1,200 different flavors that you can choose from,
Yep. 1,200.
along with any combination of those.
And an interesting fact
It's
I just
practically endless.
interesting fact I just learned today is that there's even a possible another 1,200 different species of grass that we haven't discovered yet on Earth. It's
Yes.
it's insane. Yes.
Amazing.
I mean, when you think about the amount of ocean that has gone unexplored, I mean, there's got to be grass
think of-
somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Think of all the seagrass that you could find in that
Mhm.
75% of unexplored
I mean,
ocean.
What
It's-
else are the manatees going to eat?
Yep. I think
Exactly.
but I
What
th-
are the
I
manatees gonna eat?
think I'm speaking for everyone here when I say fuck the weeds. I
Yeah.
think
No, we're not out here trying to eat weeds.
that
We're trying to be grass eaters.
everybody
be
knows.
herbivores.
Everybody knows. that-
Dandelions can get the fuck out.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're all prickly and horrible to eat,
Mhm.
honestly.
Mhm.
But they make great tea and whatnot. But if you're if you're going for a snack, it's not what you want.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Now, now, that we're done with the moisture talk. Is there any other topics of conversation around grass or any other issues you guys would like to bring up that feel important to you or?
I'd like to bring up the topic of seaweed.
Oh, that's interesting. Seaweed,
Mhm.
yes, seaweed.
Yeah, since we were back on the topic of oceans.
I'm just gonna say personally, I hate it, but you guys can say what you're gonna
Oh,
say.
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
What else are the manatees going to smoke?
That's a good
Yeah,
point. That's a
exactly.
good point.
Seaweed is practically one of the most viable resources of the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we all know that with seaweed, everyone in the ocean is high.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
Even a contact high is really
Yeah.
what does it.
Yeah,
is-
I mean, you're just swimming
Mhm,
around, and
mhm.
all of a
I
sudden,
mean,
you're fucking
I-
blazed.
how do you think California got that way?
Yeah, it was all because they're sinking into the ocean at a rapid pace due to global warming.
Yep.
Yep.
It's getting them all high.
Yep. And it's just since they're right next to the ocean. I mean, really, most coastal
Silicon
states
Valley,
deal with this.
more like Weed Valley.
And that's what everyone
Indeed.
calls it. I mean, that's actually the new name in my untitled book. The new name from that's actually the new name for my untitled book.
Fascinating.
No, but that's the new name for my untitled book. Where I go deeper into what it means. You know. It's gonna be
course I
on.
know.
What it means to be Californian and in the sea.
I think a lot of people.
It means you're high.
That's really a missing perspective, I think, in culture. I mean, how many people have written books on seaweed and contact highs? Not many. You'll find.
No. It's an underrepresented genre for sure.
That's true. That's true. So, do we want to talk about the effects of Halloween on grass?
Yes, as children make their way to porches during trick or treat, they often step on the grass,
Mm-hmm.
and that brings an awful chewy flavor to the grass
Yes.
that I don't particularly enjoy.
To be honest, it really depends on the shoe, though. I've tasted many
a lot of
grasses
times-
on Halloween that have been very pleasant due to the shoes that have stepped on it. But I think it really depends. I think when it's Heelys, doesn't taste that good because it's rubber. But when it's Velcro, light up shoes,
A lot of the times,
the Velcro light up shoes, that it just the flavor
That's
is
very
much
fair.
different
I
than
mean,
anything else.
Statistically speaking, the kids with the light up Velcro shoes are more likely to have stepped on candy earlier on in the night.
Exactly.
Yes.
Pew did some research on this, and they found
Dude,
that
the fact that they're just so cool.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. I'm actually
The
starting
kids are
a,
so cool that they've just stepped on candy earlier on in the night. Now, my favorite grass after Halloween
Mm-hmm.
is the ones where the costume kind of has boots that like strap over, so you get that
Yeah.
rubberized taste.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
synthetic rubber where it's like fresh out of the bag.
Oh
Just
yeah.
the costume, they bought it like earlier that day.
Yes, I agree. I agree very much with that statement.
I mean, you could almost eat those costumes by themselves.
I mean,
but
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
truly. Sometimes you do.
Sometimes.
sometimes it's worth it to let it marinate for a bit
Mm-hmm.
on the cool night air.
Yeah. Well,
and
even
step on that grass.
even sometimes when I'm feeling very weak, I will wander into a Spirit Halloween and I'll grab just any costume I can find. Sometime a Jack Sparrow costume, and I'll hide.
See, I
I'll
prefer
hide
the
in the back.
nights.
Well, at this point, I'll grab it. I'll hide in the back of the store where the employees can't see me, and.
And just munch and crunch down on the
Yeah, I'll hide in the back
on
of the store
the
where the
just
employees can't see me.
consume the absolute hell out of
And I'll
this costume.
usually I'll start with the eye patches. That's the tastiest part of the costume, as anyone knows.
Oh, see, I usually
and
go
then
for the hilt of the swords on the knights.
That's interesting. I think that's really a preference thing, because I like to start from the top of the costume down, and I see that the eye patch is the tastiest part of the costume. You move down to the more clothy parts, and it does get hard to swallow, but I always power through. I'm always worried that some of the workers will hear my chokes as I scarf down the costumes.
That is a concern.
That is always a concern. It's scary. I've been caught 50 times, I think, so far, and yeah.
You're not going to run out of Spirit Halloweens, so
You're really not. They come around every year. There's no repercussion.
There's just so many of them that every time that I get caught in one, I just find one that's maybe like a block away, and I go into that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm really hungry, and I don't get my fill at the first Spirit Halloween, I'll go to maybe 3 or 4 Spirit Halloweens, and I'll really change the variety of the costumes that I eat. It's an experience. But
indeed.
Do you guys have any experiences like that?
I've gotten caught at least 80 times in Spirits Halloween and like Halloween City and all the other likes.
You see, Halloween City isn't one that I usually go to. I find that their costumes are often kind of chewy and overcooked a little bit, but yeah.
But Halloween kids make do.
Yeah. I'll get what I get. I mean,
exactly.
If there's no Spirit Halloweens near me, I'll go to the city one.
Party City
Party
or
City,
Party City.
Yeah.
If I'm desperate, I'll eat a Walmart costume.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really the low barrel.
That's disgusting. I think that we both agree here that that's a disgusting act, and
yeah, it's very
honestly,
vile. Unfortunately,
I shall flog myself tonight in penance.
It's
Unfortunately,
taking all I have to not go above a certain amount of decibels. If I weren't on Newstime Public Radio, I would be screaming at you at least 80 decibels right now, and
at least.
I understand that, and I think internally, I'm compensating for those missing decibels. So your anger is hitting me full force, and I repent for what I have done.
I'm glad you have.
For sure.
I guess no more costumes at all for me.
I'm just waiting until
Honestly, though, if you have to eat a Walmart costume because that's what you can afford, who are we to judge?
Yes, but I don't spend any money on the costumes I get. Remember, I hide in the back of the store and eat them. So I think,
and of course, our Newstime Public Radio salary is well above Walmart level.
It's more of a choice to eat at Walmart, and at that point, it's like, what are you doing? Especially when you're stealing it anyways.
There is a certain flavor, though, that some might enjoy from a Walmart costume.
I can see
it's just not as rich and fulfilling as, a Halloween.
See, I can see maybe a Target.
Party City.
I can see maybe a Target costume, maybe even like a Kroger costume. But I think once you get into the Walmart level, it starts to become more angering than anything else.
Yes, I agree. I am repenting at this moment.
I'm glad. I enjoy that your lighting conveys your sadness and how you feel inside due to you eating.
Yes, just we
Walmart
really feel
costumes.
the weight of the emotional depth that
I'm
you're going
glad I'm
through.
effectively communicating that to you.
Yes, I'm glad as well. Um, now, what are your guys' thoughts on pumpkins, if you were to say?
See, I really do love me a good pumpkin pie and like a pumpkin
Mm-hmm.
chai latte, something like that. But like if we're talking about just gnawing into a pumpkin, like maybe cook it.
No.
No, oh, we're going to talk
No.
about raw pumpkins.
Yeah. What I like to do is
Good
I
shit.
like to bite into it like
Cut
an
a
apple.
hole.
I like to feel like I'm a small little man holding a big pumpkin.
A
I
question
like
for
to
you:
feel that I'm a small little man holding a big apple,
Do
and
do
then I
you
just
enjoy
crunch and punch
the
into it.
stem?
See, the stem is often the tastiest part of the pumpkin. I will save it for last.
I do that too.
Yes, I think
Now, sometimes I get a little overzealous,
yes.
and I eat jack-o'-lanterns off of porches, and sometimes I forgot to blow out the candle, and I end up having to go to the emergency room.
Yes, I completely understand. I've had that happen multiple times, but I think really it's difficult because you're so anxious to feel like a little man, grabbing that big juicy pumpkin.
Indeed.
That's that sometimes you forget that there's a candle in there. You see the light from far away, and you're like, "Oh, what a tasty treat!" Almost as if like you were seeing the open sign of like a Burger King or like a Wendy's or something.
Yes.
You see it from far away, and you're like, "Oh, there's a tasty little treat. I'm very hungry,
The
and I
Golden
wanna,
Arches McDonald's.
yeah, I just wanna feel like a little man right now." So I walk over. You pick up the pumpkin and you grab it in your hands as if it were an apple. Now, what my technique is, I go from the middle as if it is an apple. I try to bite into it. Really, the issue comes when I'm biting into the pumpkin and I get to the seeds in the middle because it's not like an apple at that point, and I kind of lose my immersion into my thoughts that I am a little man. That's when I usually stop eating it and put it down and realize that I am a grown man eating a pumpkin on someone's front porch. But at that point, it's too late. The cops are there. I'm in handcuffs, and I'm gone for the night.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Can we become a true crime podcast?
This is True Crime on Newstime Public Radio. Tonight's story: a local man
Hunter,
has eaten
a local man,
his neighbor's
has
pumpkin.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Witnesses say they saw a 20-year-old man
It's actually 22. I would
over
like
a
to
pumpkin.
correct the record. It is 22-year-old man.
22-year-old man
Yes.
stooped over a pumpkin,
Yes.
ravenous delight,
Mm-hmm.
just crunching all the way through that pumpkin.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, a light of reflection came to this man's eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but it was too late for him because witnesses had called the cops actually and had
Yes.
turned him in. And
Mhm.
as this man was walking to the car, witnesses say they saw a flash in his eyes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that flash has been interpreted as, a sign of knowing that his time was up. But
Yes.
now that he was in prison, he could eat whatever pumpkin he wanted
Yeah.
in peace.
However, some say that the flash was the candle still emanating from his stomach.
And personally, as I am the person who did it, it was 100% the candle. I had to go get surgery afterwards, and they had to remove the candle from the back of my head, actually. It was a very traumatic experience.
Wow.
Luckily, they had pumpkin-flavored
How did
Jell-O
it get
at the
there?
hospital. Well, I was eating the pumpkin. I forgot the candle was in there. Put it in my mouth. The candle goes up, like, my nostril and, like, back into my head. And it just got stuck there, and it was back behind my eyes, so you could see it faintly. Really depended on the time of day, really. But at that point, it was still going.
Interesting.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But I'm doing much better now. I've been recovering from my addiction to stooping over people's property and eating pumpkins. I'm not perfect. Maybe every week I'll do it again, but outside of that, it's really just a learning process of how to be more secretive about it so I don't get caught.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes taking the pumpkin to a secondary location is a preferred alternative to
Yes.
eating it on the porch.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
But I think the issue
Always
is
a secondary location.
Yeah, the issue is that I've realized it really doesn't make me feel like a little man eating an apple anymore. It's really, it's just terrible. Like, in the moment, it feels good because it's like, oh, I'm a little man. But then I get to the center of it, and it's just seeds, and I'm like, this is not an apple. I'm not a little man. I'm a big man eating a pumpkin. And I think I really never get over that feeling. I do it for the momentary thrill of becoming a little man.
Yeah, it's like drugs, You'll never hit that same high of your first time.
Yeah. I remember my first time eating a pumpkin. I felt so small, and
You start out with squash, and then you move up from there.
Yeah, really. Squash was really my gateway drug into pumpkins.
Now to achieve that same thrill, you need to go to the Circle Pumpkin Festival and find like their table with the largest pumpkins,
Yes.
and just and chow down.
Yes. The issue is I've tried that multiple times, but their security is very top notch. The closest I've gotten to the pumpkin is probably about a foot away, but by the time I have my mouth wide open to bite into it, there's 10 guards swamping me at once. Yes.
It's a tragedy. It's a modern tragedy.
It is. I just take it day by day. But yeah.
As do we all.
As do we all. Now that we've talked about pumpkins, I would like to steer this away to a different topic. What do you guys have anything to add, possibly?
I literally have nothing. Head empty, no thoughts.
Interesting.
Circling back to our conversation on grass, I was wondering what our thoughts are on fertilizer.
Oh, interesting.
Fuck fertilizer. It adds like this like chemical taste to it, really. It's more of like a
It's also
where I'm like wanting them, or like
yes,
taste.
yes. It is also stinky poo and doesn't taste good.
Oh no, like I'll go for a good cow shit in my field of grass any day.
Yeah.
Now you
But
see,
like
in
you throw like those beads in there, because then it's crunchy and weird, and nothing.
The thing is, the best part is you save the cow shit for last. What I like to do is I like to eat around it like it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, saving the middle part last, as it is the best part.
yeah.
Yes.
Now there was a man in Mansfield, Ohio,
Yes,
was
as
caught,
the place
um,
suggests.
who has a scat fetish, and
Mhm.
he only likes to eat lawns that have been fertilized,
Oh yes,
and preferably recently.
I
And yeah,
I would like to come out about something. I also have a scat fetish, but it's about the scatting that people do in songs. It's not really it's more
Hmm.
like when people go scabbity beep bop boop bop. I just lose it. I can't I can't hold back at that point. You know. Oh well, that was. Let's just move on from that. I feel like that might have been an awkward thing to bring up. I wish I could edit a live podcast, but there's no way to do that.
unfortunately, this is radio.
Unfortunately,
This is
that's
already out on the
how radio
airwaves.
works.
That's true.
Yep.
That is very true. I'll just learn to do
Anyone
anything.
who is picking up this skip, since it is night, people across the country are tuning in.
Yes.
Of course.
Let's.
Yeah, all the way in California.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where
Well.
where the seaweed is giving them a contact high, so
Yes.
Yep.
they're likely not understanding why our voices are so low. But
Poultry and love.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, my thoughts on fertilizer. I realize I didn't really delve into this more. I did talk about cow shit, but that's not really fertilizer. So fertilizer is not good to me. It doesn't taste good. It's kind of like, like how there'll be some very manufactured foods, such as like a fruit roll-up or like a hot pocket, where it will have like these chemicals in it that do not taste good. That is why I've opted to only eat natural grasses with no artificial flavorings.
Pocket.
What was that?
A hot
Hot
pocket.
A hot pocket. Yeah, I don't really eat hot pockets
No.
anymore.
something I do in my life, just to spite the hot pocket name, is I take them directly out of the freezer
Yes.
and shout out.
Yes. Well, one of my
Hold sack.
biggest issues with hot pockets is that they do not hold all of my change and credit cards. I heat them up. I stuff my credit cards and my money in there, as it suggests it's a pocket. But then when I leave, it's very hard to retrieve. When I go to the store at CVS or something, I will pull out my hot
And at
pocket.
that point, everything is cold
Yes.
at that point.
Yes, at that point everything's cold. I get out the hot pocket. They ask, do you want to? Do you have a CVS card you want to use? I'm like, oh yeah, wait a second. I pull out my hot pocket, and it's dripping with sauce and pepperoni. And one of the issues is I try to reach in there, but my fingers get all gross with all the sauce and pepperoni. So I actually get the CVS card out, but it's so tiny that I have to like hold it up for them to scan it. And it's just covered in sauce, so they can't really scan it. So I have to try to wipe it, but my hands are already covered in the sauce, so it's kind of hard to wipe clean. Yeah, I'm just getting too far into the pocket situation, but I think the overall idea is that they do not work as pockets.
I think the pocket name is more metaphorical, like prison wallet.
Interesting.
And speaking of prison wallets, I'm going to prison tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, and yes, and why are you visiting? Why are you going to prison tomorrow? Is there any any reasons that you're going to prison?
Just visiting.
Who?
Monopoly game, and we do one turn a day, and I'm pretty sure like I'm going to be passing through because like I'm on like the spot before it.
Yes. So is this like a real life version of Monopoly, or are you just playing the board game Monopoly?
Just the board game, although we like to play it in public settings.
Interesting.
Just for kicks, you know.
Yes. So, what properties do you have so far in the game? I would like to know if you have Boardwalk or some of the other ones I don't know the name of.
We're only a couple of turns in, so I just have Oriental Avenue at this point.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts on how the board game tastes? If you were to say the flavors that they have.
I prefer the houses to the hotels. I think because the hotels have a pool, there's more of a chlorine taste to them.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
I think that
I think the chance cards are quite delightful. It's like when those candies have like the mystery flavor. It's always fun getting to guess what you got.
Airheads Mystery Man. Like, they're so good.
Who knows what they are?
Yeah, exactly. It's most likely like blue raspberry, but like so good.
I have a question for you guys here on NPR. If you guys had to eat one board game, which one do you think would be the easiest to eat all of?
Settlers of Catan.
Candyland.
Oh, Candyland's a good one. Very good.
Catan,
Although you might
Settlers
get
of
a stomach
Catan.
ache.
Yeah, Settlers of Catan has all those little bits. It's just like
yes.
a veggie straws at that point.
I think I would use Uno, and then whenever I'd get the reverse cards, I would puke them back up until I can get through the whole deck.
As you do.
As you do, you know.
And that's really the only way you can play. At least I found alone. It's not especially in quarantine. I've been trying to figure out ways to feel not alone, and I feel like playing board games like that where I maybe eat some of the pieces. It makes me feel a little bit better in this trying time.
See, I play poker, but I eat the other people's hand.
So, okay, interesting that you don't eat the chips because it's similar to an actual food. I thought that's where you were going with that one, but
no. See, the chips are a little bit hard on the teeth.
They're a little
so
bit
you have
stale.
to like hold them like you have to hold them like jawbreakers. So it's a little tedious to keep eating them.
Well, if you think about it,
but the cards, the other people's hands are just on them now.
Yes, very, very, very interesting. Couldn't I mean, by that logic, couldn't anything really be a jawbreaker if you think about it? Anything hard would really be a jawbreaker as long as it breaks your jaw.
Glass?
That's more of a jaw puncture, but I guess it could break your jaw as well.
A jaw laceration.
That's more of a jaw laceration, I would say.
I think just thinking about poker and in munching on some poker, I think probably the tastiest casino game would be slots because you got all those fruits.
Yes.
Very true. Very true.
Every time I go to a casino, I try to lick the screen, as I think it's one of those it's one of those like scratch and taste things where yeah, but it never is.
But like low key, scratch and taste would be so fucking sick.
It would be amazing. That's why every time I go there, I just hope that it works. It's not really. It's more of like a hope thing. I'm almost every time I know it's not going to be a thing, but it's like, what if it is? That one time I didn't try. But
I mean,
I think
that's why you have to try.
That's true. I think the issue is though, I've gotten kicked out of many casinos because I will go to each and every machine just as like a what if it's this one, what if it's this machine that tastes good. And each time, none of them have any flavor. But by the time I get through all the machines, usually the place is closed down due to COVID restrictions, as I've licked every machine and people are afraid.
Wow, every machine.
Yes. The thing is, I'm just so fast with my maneuverability through the casinos. I usually have a plan for which way I'm going to go.
Yeah. And it's like an Ocean's 11 scenario where you've thought about this for months.
Mm-hmm. It's more of like
you've
a
heist. The joint.
Yeah, it's a heist situation. Yeah, but Do you guys have any interesting casino stories?
Actually, never been to a casino.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're missing
I
out.
watched the movie Casino one time.
Oh,
It was good.
I listened to a song that has the word casino in it.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Casino Royale, the James Bond movie?
I've seen
Is that like
parts
the
of
French Quarter Pounder?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Royale with cheese?
I've heard of Battle Royale. But I don't think I've.
Fortnite?
What? What's Fortnite?
No, the
Oh, that's a
Japanese
good show.
movie.
Fresh Air. We are going to be talking about Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite. See, I have no idea what Fortnite is, but I would often say that I got a winner chicken dinner battle royale. Usually I'll say that.
I have 10 crowns.
Well, that's pretty. How do you wear them all?
I like stack them on my arm.
Is it like checkers, where we just keep stacking?
Oh, wait, I thought there was only. Wait, do you keep stacking in checkers?
No.
People in kindergarten did.
No, but like you could keep stacking if you wanted in checkers,
Oh yeah.
because they're all the same piece.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Did you ever have fun just like creating like a big stack when you
tower.
didn't have anyone to play with? Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to a Cracker Barrel?
Oh, I love crackers.
Have you ever? Have they ever had the checkers inside the store?
Oh,
No,
have
I've
you ever
always
played
done
big
the egg.
checkers.
Interesting. The Cracker Barrel at my home had some checker tables inside inside where you eat, and after you're done with your meal, you could go walk and play checkers. It was very fun, but yeah.
We always had
Funnily
checkers
enough, this
outside the
podcast will be playing in a Cracker Barrel
Oh yes.
near you.
They like to
That'd
play it in the main
NPR.
lobby where people can buy CDs of such hits from Elvis or Johnny Cash.
Crackers and barrels.
Yes. How many? Thinking about it, I have not seen many barrels in Cracker Barrel. At least the one I went to. Well,
I had a similar experience with Old Bag of Nails. There weren't any nails anywhere.
Yes, that's one of the issues. I think also with one of the big issues is with naming your restaurant is with Cane's. My grandma, rest her soul, she went through a drive-through at Cane's hoping to get a cane because she couldn't walk anymore. As she went through the drive-through, they actually just sold her a box combo with extra fries, and she got it. She wasn't able to walk ever again though because she did not have a cane to support her weight.
So was she stuck in the car for the rest of her life?
She was at every family
so sad.
event. Every family event, she would drive up. We've had to repair the house multiple times as we've wanted her inside, but there was no way to do it unless she was driving her car. So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Grandma's here.
Yeah. I think the scary part was we never knew when she was coming. Really was an unannounced visit where she would just crash through the house. It kind of kept me on my toes.
3 a.m.
Yeah. Yes. Sometimes 3 a.m., sometimes 9 a.m., sometimes midnight. Really dependent on how she felt at the time. The issue was that due to her memory loss, each time she would go into Cane's expecting to get a cane to be able to walk again. But every single time they just sold her another box combo with extra fries. Very upsetting. So, how are you guys doing? Just I don't think we've talked about how we're doing each individually yet.
How are we doing? Small talk now, even after the grandma story.
I'm doing all right. As I said, I'm visiting jail tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited for the rest of this Monopoly game. You know, it should take a couple of years, it's exciting. I
Monopoly
said like
usually
one.
goes.
I said like one turn is like not everyone goes once in a day. It's like one person goes once every day. You have to like set up the board. We have to like take a picture so we know where we were. Um, sometimes there are accusations that people have been, shuffling around the chance cards while we've all been separate. So we've started leaving the Monopoly out in a public space, so no one will, like anyone can pass by and report that someone has been messing with this Monopoly board.
Interesting. Now, let's say the Monopoly man was a real person. How hard do you think you could punch him before he would die?
Oh, so fucking easy, dude. I'd be like One Punch Man, just hiya.
I personally,
And he'd just literally implode almost.
I think his mustache would act as a cushion.
I could see that. I could see
very,
that.
very true, actually. Mustaches, in fact, have scientifically been proven to act as cushions when you're being punched.
Pew did a poll, and there's some solid research now.
Oh yes. A lot of people don't know they're kind of like an airbag of the face, where if they experience any trauma, they will puff up in a way to stop anything from happening.
Just expand.
You don't need to have any airbags in your car if you have a mustache. It's science.
Italians are famous for their huge mustaches because they're just constantly getting punched.
Interesting.
Natural selection.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. That's a good point. Now, what's everyone's favorite bird?
Probably the macaw.
Interesting.
That's an exotic one. I'm gonna go a little bit more banal, but at the house I lived in when I was growing up, we got a lot of robins in our yard.
Interesting.
So I've had a fondness for robins. Also, one time I saw a vulture just sitting on my neighbor's roof through my window, and that was pretty cool.
That's crazy. You saw Michael Keaton sitting on your neighbor's roof. That's pretty insane. I have spotted Michael Keaton.
He asked me where Spider-Man was, but I didn't know.
Yes.
But then I saw a spider, and I was like, maybe I should have told him.
Yeah. That is one of the scary things. Is I have seen Michael Keaton on the top of most buildings, depending on the time of day, in the migratory pattern. Because as we all know, during the summer he is often standing on buildings somewhere in Ohio, looking for the next.
Then he flies
prey.
south for the winter.
Then he flies south for the winter, as most know. Yeah, I think overall my favorite.
Where does he go?
Well, the question, I think that's a very interesting question. I think based on research that I've done for NPR, it seems as though he goes to a small village down in Mexico where he often sits atop a tree looking out, pondering life. But when it comes to my favorite bird, I would probably say the crow. I enjoy the crow. I think crows can look cool and spooky.
I do enjoy the go. So enriching into the sound of life.
Hunter, I had no idea you were such a, how do I put this, basic bitch.
Yeah, I've heard from multiple people that I'm a basic bitch. I think it really. I think we really need to break down both those words, though. If we're looking at basic on a pH scale, and then we're looking at the then we're looking at the word bitch.
So I just remembered
a female dog. I think it obviously points to that I am a basic on the pH scale dog that is a female. And I think when you really break it down, I think it makes a lot of sense. What were you going to say, Milo?
I have laundry, and I'll be right back.
Interesting.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Newstime Public Radio is brought to you by the Pew Research Institute.
Pew pew.
Various grasses around the world.
Yes.
Developed by Monsanto. Scott's fertilizer. We're sorry, Scots. We did not mean to say anything derogatory towards you or your company. We understand if you pull your funding, but we would request that you do not, because we need bail for when we eat pumpkins. We are Newstime Public Radio is also brought to you by Spirit Halloween.
Yes.
Please eat their costumes. They're not going to care.
Yes.
You'll be able to find another store. They don't do nationwide bans because it's like it's a business to business. It's a store to store system. So you can just get banned from one, and then
Yes.
there'll be another one.
And you know what their slogan is?
Newstime Public.
Their slogan is Spirit Halloween. When you're here, you're family. So I just would like you guys to remember that. Sorry, continue on with the sponsors.
Newstime Public Radio is also brought to you by Newstime. Like, comment, subscribe. If you are watching on Twitch, follow. Smash that share button. Be sure to drop a poggers in the chat. And
I think I will also add on.
Do the default dance in Fortnite.
Yes. Newstime Public Radio is also sponsored by Jeff from Michigan. Thank you, Jeff. Your support is substantial and has helped us out of many tricky situations when it comes to the law and pumpkins. I would also like to we here at Newstime Public Radio are also sponsored by Bang Bus Studios. It's really nice that they took us under their wing to help us become a up-and-coming podcast, up-and-coming radio station, just spreading information to everyone. Do you have any other sponsors?
And spreading other things.
Oh, yeah, not only... Yes, we're spreading multiple types of substances.
Newstime Public Radio. Newstime Public Radio is finally... We are sponsored by Cracker Barrel. The only restaurant whose name is reflective of their patronage.
Yes. Newstime Public Radio is also sponsored by Burger King. That's it. Any other sponsors I'm forgetting?
Newstime Public Radio is sponsored by Monopoly.
Oh. Okay.
And by that I mean we are Monopoly. We are the only public radio station left.
Yes. Newstime Public Radio is also sponsored by Party City. When you're here, you're at Party City. Thank you, Party City, for your sponsorship. We're trying to get those cities partying, but it's kind of hard with COVID going on right now.
And lastly, Newstime Public Radio could not exist without the support of our dedicated listeners. We will annoy you very much during fund drives, and if you pitch in $200, we will ship you some ghost gum, because we are expecting to have quite a supply. So
yes.
Be aware of that, and you can either get that through donating $200 to our PayPal by subscribing to our Twitch channel. How many times is that? 40 times. And also by cheering 20,000 biddies.
Yes.
So drop a poggers in the chat.
Yes. Newstime Public Radio is only possible with viewers like you. Fuck you. That's our slogan, like we like to put at the beginning of every podcast and end. So, yes.
It reminds you that you are dirt.
Mm-hmm. Not the grass that
and
we
are the
eat,
people
but
that eat the
under
dirt.
it. Well, we eat the grass. I mean, sometimes I go into the dirt, but...
I mean, yeah, if you're eating grass, there's probably going to be some dirt in there somewhere.
That's true. Some residual dirt. You're just the residual fans of our public radio, so...
We enjoy boring our fans.
Very much so. Very much so. Man, this laundry's taking a bit, isn't it?
Newstime Public Radio is brought to you by Laundry. You should do it.
Of course.
Oh, perfect timing.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
So, do we have any closing statements on our episode today?
Eat grass, smoke grass, and then also eat ass.
I came here to chew pumpkins and eat grass, and I'm all out of grass. Yes. Any final statements from Brooke?
Grass.
Beautiful.
Moisture.
Thank you guys for watching this
Lava.
episode. Ooh.
Mountain Dew Code Red.
Oh,
Interesting.
yes.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Newstime Public Radio. We couldn't do anything if it wasn't for you viewers out there watching, so fuck you. Goodbye.
Fuck you.
See
Fuck you.
you later.